professor in Agile Engineering College at Dhaka. In today's session, we discuss about what exactly IoT is, and also we discuss about its physical, logical, and the different types of protocol. So, before starting the session, I would like to tell you that we already discussed what is IoT. We already discussed the different layers of IoT. We already discussed the features of IoT, that how IoT plays a main role in real world, and how with help of the IoT we can simplify the different number of logics, and also how we can relate and talk and also communicate with the different types of actuators and sensors. Now we go ahead and we discuss about the different types of physical layers. Now the physical design. The first question arises in our mind.
Now, the physical design of IoT. What is physical design of IoT? The first question arises in our mind. See, in terms of IoT, the things in IoT usually refer to the IoT devices which have a unique identities and can perform a remote sensing, actuating, and monitoring the capabilities. Definitely, if you're talking about the IoT, then what exactly we do in IoT? We can sense the project, we can sense the data, we can actuate, means we are performing some operations, we are monitoring the data, we are gathering the data, and number of things. Now, exchanging the data with other connected devices and applications directly or indirectly, means we are communicating with the data directly or indirectly, or collecting the data from other devices and process the data locally, or send the data to central server or cloud-based application and backends for processing the data. So basically, if you're talking about the communication, if you're talking about the IoT-based application, means what? We have a number of sensors are connected, or number of sensors are attached in different places. Now, these sensors are generally sensing the data, and that particular sensing the data is being stored in local server. But right now, we are storing the data directly to the cloud-based server. So we can operate monitoring and control the data from anywhere. Because right now we are talking about the centralized system. In terms of the centralized system, we have to gathering the data and we have to communicate the data. Now, perform some tasks locally and other tasks within the IoT infrastructure based on the temporal and space constraint. Definitely, if you're talking about the IoT-based application, then space is also one of the main constraints. Now, we're talking about the next general block diagram of an IoT device. So, as you can see, there are the different portions that we can use in the IoT devices. Like as you can see, the connectivity, processor, audio and video interfaces, IO devices like sensors and actuators that can be used for the communication in terms of the analog or digital, memory interfaces, graphics, and storage interfaces. Definitely, for the connectivity point of view, we use a USB and RJ45 and Ethernet for provide the communication between the devices. For the processor, you can go with the CPU, right? Right now, also you can use a GPU if you have to deal with a graphical interface. For the audio and video communication, we have to use HDMI cable or audio jack 3.5 mm or RCA video configurations. For memory interface, you have to go with a DDR1, DDR2, DDR3 and many more. With help of gates, we can design the memory element. For the graphics, as I already told you, we can go with the GPU. For the storage, you can go with the SD card, MMC and SDIO configurations. There are a number of other protocols or number of other things you can also use for the storage part. And similarly, for the interfacing communication protocol, you have to go with the UART if you have to go with a serial communication. I2C and SK if you go with the fast serial communications, and CAN protocol for control area network. So basically, if you're talking about the IoT devices, then these are the few different types of parts or devices that generally play a main role in physical device or communication. Connectivity, processor, graphics card, audio video communication, IO devices, sensor interfacing, memory interfacing, and memory. So as a general diagram, you can see that IoT devices may consist of the several interfaces for connections to the other devices, both wired and wireless, both way possible. IO interfaces for the sensors, interface for the internet connectivity, memory and storage interfaces, and also audio and video interfaces. Now we're talking about the logical design of IoT. If you're talking about the logical, because in previous time we're talking about the physical design of IoT. Now we're talking about the logical design. In terms of the logical design of an IoT system is referred to as an abstract is representations of the entity and the processor without going into the low level specification of the implementation. An IoT system is comprises of a number of fluctuation blocks that provide the system that capability of identification, sensing, actuating, communication and management. So these are the few points that we definitely discuss when we're talking about the logical design of IoT. So as you can see that the architecture of basic diagram of the logical design, as you can see the devices is communicate with the management and security of the system, provide the communications for the channel, services and its application. So with help of the application layer you can manage all the devices, security, management, services and communication. Communication is, as you already seen, which protocol that you are going to use. Suppose you're talking about the wireless or you're talking about the wire protocol. Now we discuss about a few IoT protocols for the link 802.3, 802.11 Wi-Fi, 802.16 WiMAX, 802.15.4 it's LoRa, or we can say that PWPAN, 2G, 3G or 4G network for providing communications. Now similarly we are talking about the network and interfacing layer or the transport layer. We are talking about the IPv4, IPv6, 6LoWPAN, and TCP/IP or UDP for communication the wire or transfer protocol. It is used for the physical design, or we can say that it is used for the wire communications and TCP or UDP. We are very familiar with the TCP and UDP. IPv4 and IPv6 we go with both the way in terms of wire and wireless protocol. So in terms of the application layer, in terms of the user side interface, we go with HTTP is one of the most popular way that we can communicate with the web-based applications. CoAP, WebSockets, MQTT, XAMPP, DDS or AMQP. So these are the few protocols that we use a network layer, or we can use in the application layer when we want to interface or communicate with the number of devices we are communicate or which are used for the communication of the IoT. So these are the few, it's very much play an important role in terms of providing the communication in terms of the wired and wire. Basically in this session we discuss about the physical and logical layer. See, in terms of the practical environment, physical and logical layer play a main role for providing the communication, to provide the continuity between the sensors and the processors. See, basically as a student point of view, we are familiar with the application layer. We are checking the logical, but the physical layer is also play a role. It provides a connectivity between the users and client side, as well as we can say that a server to the client side and client side to the server. If you're talking about the MQTT protocol, it is working on the brokerage based concept. Means one brokerage over is there, one is client and one is a server. So in help of the brokerage, they are trying to communicate each. In terms of the HTTP protocol, we are directly communicate with a client and a server. In terms of the handshaking point of view. So basically in terms of the practical environment or practical situation, we are going with a number of applications and number of application layer which used for the protocol communication. WebSocket programming is also play a main role when you try to communicate with the number of devices, when you try to communicate with the number of protocols. Without WebSocket programming, we cannot provide the graphical layer interfacing, or as well as we can say that a efficient communication handshake between the programming. XAMPP is also one of the most popular. If you are familiar with the Raspberry Pi, it provides wireless connectivity to Raspberry Pi to your system. So these are the few protocols which use in the application side to provide the connectivity and communication between the two link or two channels. Similarly, DDS, MQTT, they are the few protocols we have learned in next few session or when we learn in the practical side or in IoT applications. But HTTP, MQTT, XAMPP and WebSocket, these are the few most popular type of the application layer protocol we use in each and every day. In terms of the Facebook, we are going with the PHP, but in terms of the backend, we are designing the HTTP protocol. MQTT is one of the most popular protocol right now used in each and every day. If you see the IoT based devices, IoT based applications, then MQTT is there. So basically in terms of the practical applications and practical scenario, we use MQTT protocol very well. XAMPP is also used when you provide a graphical connectivity without a physical interface.
without any type of the cable or a wire communication, we go with the SAN. So I hope that you are getting the idea in terms of the physical layer, also logical layer and application layer. Fine. So in next session we discuss about the few different types of security terms, few different types of protocol which generally use a main role for designing a IoT application. If you have any doubt in terms of the physical layer communications, logical layer communications, and also in terms of the protocol and how we can communicate with the different protocol in application layer, so you can feel free to contact me. So thank you for the session and thank you for watching.